Alright, hi, my name is Hannah Gibbons, and today I'd like to talk to you about why you should vaccinate yourself or your kid or your future kid if you're not there yet. When you think of vaccinations, what do you think of? I know a lot of people think of something that causes autism or something that's harmful or something that should not be allowed. When I think of vaccinations, and when any medical professional you talk to thinks of vaccinations, they think of something that is life-saving and something that is very necessary. Okay, to start off, I'd like to talk about what a vaccination is. So, being someone who's going into the medical field, I've taken many classes and I've learned the truth about vaccinations. So, a vaccine is something that enters your body through either nasal inhalation or through a shot. And what it does is it exposes your body to a virus or a bacteria. But that isn't harmful, and it will not make you sick. If anything, it will cause a little bit of irritation for maybe 24 hours. So what it does is your body creates antibodies, which are little memory cells, and they recognize this virus or bacteria, and your white blood cells, which are the ones that fight off that infection or virus, come in and they do their job. So next time that virus is exposed, or bacteria is exposed to you and you're exposed to it, your antibodies, aka memory cells, know what to do with it, and it usually doesn't make you sick. So, vaccines are necessary. They create immunity. So, to start off, I'd like to just talk about why vaccines, they're critical for fighting off infection, they're vital in creating herd immunity, and they do not cause autism. So, as mentioned in this slide, I kind of already went over this, but it is just vaccines are an efficient way to help your body fight off infection. Okay. To start off, vaccines are critical for fighting off infection. So what they do is, as I mentioned previously, they go in and they recognize that virus or bacteria, and then they fight it off. So in this picture, you can see this is an antibody, and it is fighting off this little virus. So these are all the antibodies, and these are the white blood cells. So they work together. It's amazing. I know I'm getting a little bit over top with discussing this, but I think it's important to recognize what they actually do, instead of something that just disrupts your body's homeostasis or your body's resting state. They are not harmful, and they are very necessary. Another reason why vaccines are necessary is because they're necessary for herd immunity. So a lot of people don't know what herd immunity is, but it simply is something that is created by people who are vaccinated. So there are a few, as you can see, these red dots represent people that are not vaccinated, but all the blue ones are people that are vaccinated. So when a harmful substance such as measles, polio, something like that is exposed to these people, if it's exposed to one vaccinated person, that person can spread it, but they cannot spread it to those people that have not, or that have been vaccinated, and they have not quite spread it to the ones that have been unvaccinated. So these blue people that have been vaccinated cannot spread the harmful substance, virus or bacteria or whatever it is. So that creates herd immunity, and it protects those that are unvaccinated. And so those unvaccinated children usually don't get sick. That's why you don't hear about outbreaks very often. But when they do happen, there are cases in Tonga where their vaccines are not available. And so there's no herd immunity there. And it is creating a serious problem with measles because these people don't have access, and they're begging for vaccines, but they don't have access to them. And so there have been a big measles outbreak because there wasn't any herd immunity. No one was vaccinated, and so the unvaccinated spread it to everyone. All right. And lastly, vaccines do not cause autism. I know a lot of people like to talk about vaccines causing autism and all of that, but according to the CDC, at approximately 2.2 years old is when autism starts to develop, as well as when you get your vaccines around 2 years old. So many people associate vaccines and autism together, but the truth is that autism just shows up, their signs show up around the time they start to learn to walk and talk and do those things that normal children would do. The vaccines are also administered at this time, so a lot of people like to think that vaccines are the cause of autism. But the thing is even if I know this is just a hypothetical situation, but even if vaccines did cause autism, would you rather have your child die of measles, or would you rather be vaccinated and have an autistic child? I would much rather take the autistic child, because nothing is wrong with autism, and I think they're amazing people, than having a child not live to see the age of 5 because they didn't get their vaccinations. Alright, I think there's a little, oh, it's after this. Okay, so in conclusion, vaccinate your children. I encourage you to do so, and I encourage you to get vaccinated yourself if you have not. Especially with all this coronavirus stuff going around, I think it is so important to recognize that vaccinations are not harmful. They're vital for fighting off infection. They create herd immunity, and they're not the cause of autism. Alright. This is just kind of a funny meme that I found. I think everyone would enjoy it. It just says, can't get autism if you die from polio. So yeah, like I said, it's very important to vaccinate your child. And that is everything. Thank you.